In this episode, let's talk about bulimia. What comes to your mind? Is it the image of a scrawny teen all skin and bones staring at herself in the mirror? The customer binging on desserts? Or the lady puking her guts out in the bathroom cubicle? Actually, not really. How much do we actually know about mental conditions? Are they just stereotypes or is there some truth to them? I'm Gurmit Singh. Join me as we debunk the myths surrounding mental conditions. In this series, actually, not really. Bulimia doesn't only happen to women, it can also happen to men. Statistics from the International Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation estimates that men with eating disorders make up about 30% of the cases. Today, let's have Jack tell us his experience with bulimia.
Outwardly, I'm a typical Chinese male you see on the streets. A little chubby, not that tall, average looks, but I have a secret, something that most people cannot imagine. I have an eating disorder.
Bulimia nervosa, or bulimia for short, is an eating disorder. Statistics from the Eating Disorders Program by Life Centre at the Singapore General Hospital (SGH) shows that only 10% of their new cases in 2021 were young girls under the age of 15. People with bulimia may not be thin. In fact, they are likely to be at a normal weight and some may even be a little bit overweight.
It started very innocently. I had been fat in my younger days and it didn't help that I was a foodie. So I worked hard in my adulthood to achieve my ideal physique. One day I fractured my bone and I had to take a break from exercising. I started developing a very tangible fear of putting back all the weight and wasting my previous efforts. I started to find ways to compensate for overeating, but it slowly spiraled out of control. I started to vomit my food out secretly in the toilet. Retching and puking became a muscle memory after every meal. The constant acid reflux left my throat in a bad state and my voice became hoarse.
There are two key aspects to bulimia. The first is repeated episodes of binge eating. The second aspect would be going to the extreme to avoid weight gain. Bulimia can be either one of two types, the purging or the non-purging type. The purging type is more common. This is where you would see self-induced vomiting or misuse of laxatives, diuretics, or enemas. As a result, the purging may lead to additional symptoms over time, such as a constant sore throat or swollen salivary glands, bad teeth, and dehydration. The non-purging type involves other types of unhealthy behaviors without engaging in purging of food. These are usually excessive fasting or exercise. These behaviors must recur at least twice a week for a period of at least 3 months to be diagnosed as bulimia.
I always kept a larger-than-life persona due to my image as a host. It made it hard to be vulnerable about the troubles I was facing. Not even my friends would take me seriously if I said I had an eating disorder. They would just tell me not to be a weakling, that eating disorders were for girls. These random words really hit a sore spot.
Bulimia stems from the person's dissatisfaction with their body image, regardless of their gender. They may feel intense shame at their bulimic behavior and may try to hide it from family and friends. As such, psychotherapy remains the most established treatment today to rehabilitate the patient's behavior and thinking. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, helps the patient identify their unhealthy beliefs and behaviors, replacing them with positive ones, and normalizes their eating patterns. If the patient does not have strong support systems, interpersonal psychotherapy helps them work through their relationship troubles, improving their communication and problem-solving skills. Occasionally, even if the patient is not depressed, antidepressants may be paired with psychotherapy to help ease the symptoms. The prevalence of eating disorders is increasing. Bulimia, along with all other eating disorders, should not be labeled onto any one gender or type of people. Eating disorders might sound less life-threatening than psychosis or suicidal thoughts, but their impact on a person's life is no less devastating than the others. Stereotypes do nothing but to reinforce falsehoods and drive people with these conditions further into hiding.